Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Brent here of Saint Discussions on Strike 7 Sports. And tonight I just want to quickly talk about the latest news concerning the New Orleans Saints. And that's the news of Kris Richard and the New Orleans Saints parting ways as he pursues another opportunity to become a defensive coordinator where he can actually call plays and be in charge of the defense. Got the news today. I think it's around 7 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I was getting preparing for a another podcast that's part of the Strike Seven Sports Network. Not involving the New Orleans Saints, but um, I got the information that just scrolling through Twitter, being nosy. So I came down from I think Tom Pelissero reported on it first, but it's just it's another move that a lot of people ain't too happy about. Based on what I'm seeing online, people didn't like the fact that Ryan Nielsen got that they allowed Ryan Nielsen to take that job with the Atlanta Falcons, and now Kris Richard is let go because of, according to the reports, philosophical differences between assuming Richard and possibly well, most likely Dennis Allen. But the way I see it, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. And come going into this season, the next season, 2023, uh, Dennis Allen gonna either sink or swim as the head coach. And just based on what I'm seeing, Mickey Loomis is just giving him enough rope to hang himself. Letting him, hire his own staff. His own players, his own set of players. So we'll see how everything plays out. I wish they could have kept Kris Richard. Because I think he's gonna be a head coach one day. One of the next, young and upcoming head coaches in the league. I wish he could have take over the defense this season and Dennis Allen take his hands off of it and focus on being a head coach and not a defensive coordinator. But that's not the case. So, Rashard part ways with the team, man. The defense is the strength of this team, this football team right now. They had a pretty good out last season, finished the season strong as a defense in regards to the stats and the rankings. It was I think number one against the pass, fifth in total defense, ninth in points allowed. So pretty good unit. Still one of the best defenses in the league, but when you don't have that quarterback situation figured out, it's really up in vain. In vain, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got a defense, you got a great defense, but nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? So you just kind of gasping for air. So um so according to the report is that um a lot of people in the team, the higher ups, the brass, the top brass, felt like the defense got off a little to a sluggish start, and the plan going forward is have it start off a little faster, so that way, it can help out the offense. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get it at all, but you could at least kept this dude on. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's how I feel, but he's gonna, like I said, he's gonna Dennis Allen is gonna either sink or swim this upcoming season as a head coach. He either gonna turn it around or he gonna get fired. In my opinion, that's how I see it happening. And they're giving him all the opportunities to bring in his own people. Because if you really look at it, Dennis Allen, not Dennis Allen, but Kris Richard, um, Ryan Nielsen, Pete Carmichael, Dan Rouser, who they let go. This is all Sean Payton's people. This is all his people. Sean Payton's staff. You know, so that Kris Richard might go up to Denver with Sean Payton. He might go to Carolina because they were looking for a defensive coordinator. Miami's looking for a defensive coordinator. San Francisco looking for a defensive coordinator. So there's a lot of places he can go. And I hope he does well wherever he goes to next, so that way he can prepare himself in line for to be a future head coach. You know what I'm saying? But Saints got from what I heard, they're gonna have they got a new defensive line coach, a new defensive coordinator, and a new um defensive back coach. So it won't be um excuse me, it won't be co defensive coordinator no more. Co coordinators. You know, along with working with your specialty. It's like Rashard was a defensive back coach, but he was also the DC as well. And Ryan Nielsen was a co-DC, and his specialty was defensive line. There won't be any of that, so it'd be one entity for each position. So looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out. And if you ask me, I think you should hire Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes, or the guy up in Denver that who was in charge of that defense with the Broncos last year, started with E. So that's what I think should happen. Steve Wilkes or the guy from Denver, man. Dennis Allen, stop calling plays, and focus on being the head coach and focus on trying to find out what that offense is doing. Keep your eyes on what Pete Carmichael is doing, because that's what happened last year. He had his hands so dug into what defenses was doing. The defense was doing that. The offense fell by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? So that's that, and I'm just this news has been coming out like rapidly lately. And like it's just been a build up. It started with Ryan Nielsen going to Ryan Nielsen going taking the Atlanta job. Then the Sean Payton stuff. Is he staying? Is he going? Is he going back to Fox? And then he eventually takes the job with the Denver Broncos. Now the next day is this. So been an eventful 24 hours for the New Orleans Saints, or been for 48 hours with his team. But right now, going forward, it won't be too long until we start, um, looking into other things, free agency. People could be mad about that too. Who they sign, they bring back though, and that's gonna be the next thing that people complain about. But we'll see how it play out, man. I'm gonna grade this team, rate it fairly, um, based on what they do in the offseason and the draft, how they build this roster out. I might, but when the time is done with it, I might think they're a playoff team. I might not think they're a playoff team, or a bubble team that could make the playoffs. I don't know yet, But they got to change something, because right now you're not a playoff. Well, yeah, right now you're not a playoff team. You a bubble playoff team that has the potential to make it. So we'll see if it plays out, man. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to that channel. Let me know how you feel about Saints losing Kris Richard, and who do you have in mind to become the new DC. That's all I have for y'all for right now. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Who that?